Yo, what is good, Steelers Nation? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have some more news, notes, highlights, observations from another day here in Pittsburgh for Steelers training camp. And in this video, I kind of just want to go over a couple of guys that you need to be looking out for over the first preseason game and probably all the preseason games, actually. Some guys who've been looking good, but you guys probably haven't heard that they've been doing good so far. So I just want to keep you guys updated and make sure you have an eye on these guys during the first preseason game, because I feel like these players that I'm about to list are guys who are sneaky guys who could be able to make the roster come 53-man cuts. However, before we jump into today's video, make sure you guys do me a favor by smashing the like button just so we can get this video out to more Steelers fans around the world, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join the family. I will be covering the entirety of the offseason, which includes, free agency, any trades, training camp, preseason, regular season, as well as live streaming games. So if you want to watch any of that with me throughout the season, make sure you guys join the family. But without any further ado, let's get into today's video. It's going to be really quick one. I just want to go over, like I said, a couple of guys who I think you guys need to look out for. The first one being an offensive tackle, and I know you probably don't want to go look for an offensive tackle, but Dylan Cook has been very exciting, I should say. A guy who's, massive 310 pounds. He's got 33.5-inch arms. I mean, he's just a massive guy, and I think he's someone that is going to start to stand out during preseason with just the ability of him to, pull and lead and just be a tremendous tackle, but I think he really has a lot of work to do, but I do think he can make this roster. I think he's got what it takes. Obviously, Pittsburgh has 3 tackles already in terms of Okafor and Dan Moore and Broderick Jones, maybe Raven Clark is also in there, but I think Dylan Cook is someone who can really start to make a name for himself over the next couple of days of preseason. Now, the next name I have on my list is Luke Barku, a cornerback who they signed this offseason. I believe he came from maybe the USFL or the XFL, one of those two teams. And, Luke Barku is a guy who is not projected to make the 53-man roster, but that's what this video is all about. Guys who might be able to make the roster. And I think Luke Barku has, made some big plays here. Broke up back-to-back passes thrown to Hakeem Butler, who he's been looking good. Hakeem Butler's been amazing throughout camp. I think he's actually listed as number 4 or number 5 wide receiver on the team right now, so that's interesting. But Luke Barku has been someone who's been right up there, man. A former wide receiver who was a playmaker, but now is, turned into a DB. Had 9 interceptions in his final year at San Diego State, and those ball skills are translating here to training camp. Especially when Patrick Peterson has a day off, or now that Corey Trice is out with the injury. He's been a guy who's really been stepping up, so make sure you guys keep an eye out for Luke Barku over the next couple of days. And then one of the last guys I have here, Dez Fitzpatrick. A couple of guys in the wide receiver room I want to talk about. But Dez Fitzpatrick has been pretty good, along with Cody White and Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin is a lock to make the roster. I know that, but I think he has the potential to absolutely break out next season for the Steelers. I think his speed, athleticism, his ability to make plays down the field and make plays with the football in his hands are, extremely vital and crucial for this team. I think he's going to be someone that's going to make some big plays here for the Steelers next season. But also, like I said, Cody White's a guy who's been playing really well. I feel like he's a name, or his name has been very underused in terms of guys who've been looking good. So Cody White, and then Dez Fitzpatrick, I believe he was formerly on the Titans, a guy who's pretty good in college. Actually, I would even say he was really good in college. Didn't really translate at the NFL level his first couple of seasons, but I think that over here in Pittsburgh, he's done a good job in training camp. But like I said, all of these guys are going to have to show it in the preseason. They're going to have to show it consistently, and if they do that, they can make this team. I feel like all of those guys I just mentioned can make those teams. Cody White, Dez Fitzpatrick, Dylan Cook, and then you got another guy in terms of Luke Barku. So let me know what you guys think about those guys. Those guys have been looking so good. Oh, and also Toby Ndukwe. He's been looking good as well. He's another guy I have on my list, undrafted free agent that they brought in. He's been looking pretty good as well as a outside linebacker, edge rusher type of guy. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. This video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.